another episode of Coffee Sense with Alex. Today's quote is, "There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction." Whoa! This quote really speaks to me. When I started as an assistant before I became an instructor, I was doing my training, and about 3 weeks into my second semester of training, the instructor who was training me got injured, and so she had to step out. I was super bummed out because I worked really hard to be an instructor at TDS. And so what happened was, another male instructor had to step in to teach. And I was actually really, really depressed, because if a male instructor steps in to teach up front, he would probably need a female assistant. I'm a male. It would be really confusing for the students. All in all, I remember I decided to go pick up this instructor. His name's Evan, actually. Some of you might know him. And so I'm driving to his place, and I'm super bummed out. And I pick him up, he gets in the car, and I have my notes. I was super detailed on that. I had my notes with all the small parts that I had to teach in the class. At this point, I was maybe teaching 5 to 10 minutes of an hour-long class. So he gets in the car, we're driving to the studio, and he looks at me and says, listen, I really don't need to get better as an instructor. If you want, starting today, in your 4th week, you can just teach the whole class. I'll be off on the side giving you advice. I remember my hands started shaking. I got scared, I started sweating instantly, right? So here's me, right, who's only taught 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm being offered the opportunity to teach a whole class with students who are used to following a more advanced instructor. But I said yes. I wasn't fully ready for it, but I said yes, so I jumped in, made a ton of mistakes. 2 years later, I'm here running the operations of the dance school. I'm an instructor here, and I've made this as a career choice for myself. So when I think about that situation, here's an opportunity that came. I might, not be fully ready for it. I might be nervous, might be doubting myself. But sometimes it just takes a little bit of courage. It takes a little bit of risk to go out and to do it. This also happened when I wasn't great at double turns, actually. So in level 3 in a salsa, we teach double turns. And so he was watching off on the side, and it was the class for double turns. I think it was the 5th week or something like that. And so I run to Evan, and I'm like, Evan, listen, I can't do double turns. Seriously, I'm gonna embarrass the school. I'm gonna embarrass myself. Can you just go up and teach that part, and then I'll take over? And Evan's like, you know what? No, dude, you gotta do it. You gotta try it. And so I went back and forth. I'm like, you know what? It might not be perfect, but it's okay. So I did it. Now, it wasn't perfect. I did lose a little bit of balance, but it was a learning experience. So, and if I look back at my life, there has been a lot of times where I've taken chances on things that have either worked out really well or haven't, but I've learned my lesson. And I would be a completely different person if I didn't say, yes to that opportunity. And here's the interesting part. At that point in my career, I was in sales. And so what happened was, Evan's only opinion of me was when I was a helper, and I was a little bit stubborn, I'll be honest. Whenever he would give me feedback, I wouldn't take it really well. What happened was, if I didn't take the opportunity and threw myself into an uncomfortable situation and have Evan work with me, I might not be where I am, because his opinion changed greatly of me, because he saw me that I had put myself in an uncomfortable situation, because he saw that I can take feedback and I'm hungry to improve, which was not the opinion he had before. If I look back 2 years ago, actually, if I didn't say yes, if I didn't jump into it, if he taught the class and I just shied away from something so great, I might not be here right now talking to you. So when I think back on my life, and when you look at your life, there will be a lot of opportunities that will come that will look like risks, that will look dangerous. I think if you go with your heart, if you go with your gut instinct, especially focusing on things you're passionate about, I think you will always win. In the long run, you always win. But if you shy away, if you, always stop yourself because you feel you're not good enough, you're afraid of failure. So when you look back 20, 30 years in your life, I don't want you to regret that all these chances came at you and you just shied away from them. So the quote today was, "There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction." And remember that when you're faced today, maybe it's gonna be in a week, something is gonna come at you. Maybe it's gonna be a brand new relationship. Maybe it's gonna be a brand new friendship. Maybe it's about taking that class that you've never been sure of, like pole dancing or yoga or whatever. Remember that if you take the action now, even if you fail, even if you have to pay a little bit more money, you would grow so much further as a person versus if you kept sitting on the bench. So make sure you get into the game, make sure you participate in all the opportunities that life has to offer to you. And again, it could be today, it could be next week, it could be in a year. Don't live with regrets. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a quote that inspires you, that you live maybe as a credo even, please, please, please leave it in the comments below. I will read it and I will bring it up in a future episode of Coffee Sense with Alex. I hope you have an incredible day and I'll see you on the dance floor.